This is a presentation for Social Justice Practicum 4. I'm Ryan Henderson. My site supervisor is Daryl Dremel of the Lions International. We'll be addressing two separate audiences as this presentation will be shown to the Lions Club of Esquimalt at Daryl Dremel's discretion. I believe this presentation will lean further towards serving the Lions Club of Esquimalt in their quest to be a more vibrant and therefore a more altruistic service club. My original intention for this practicum was to hopefully assist in finding ways to help the Lions Club recruitment. However, as I researched into the club and attended several meetings, I found some systematic issues that could be addressed and discussed, which could further benefit the club. This presentation will have three sections. It will be a brief history and description of Lions Club International, a brief history and description of the local Esquimalt Lions Club in order to explore possible courses of action for the future of this club, and then there will be some academic theories and thoughts on increasing recruitment for the local club. Here's a picture of Melvin Jones. He's credited with the original idea of the Lions Club. Melvin Jones was a successful insurance man. He decides to entertain the idea of helping others through his lunch club by creating larger philanthropic clubs through amalgamation. Here's a quote of Melvin's. I'm finding out that you do not get very far until you start doing things for others. And I'm beginning to believe that I can help some of the clubs to have feelings in their hearts. As a result, Melvin Jones in 1917 in Chicago seeks to affiliate many clubs across America to form one international club. So a process begins. Jones then sends out correspondence to similar clubs across America. In this letter, Melvin states, "We are now seeking to make our organization international, and write to inquire if you would affiliate with us, and at some future date we can adopt bylaws and a name that will be suited to all." And on June 7th, 1917, the first meeting was held at the Hotel LaSalle in Chicago. Many clubs respond and attend, and Dr. William Woods leads a delegation from Indiana. The club's name was the Lions Club, formed in 1916 and had clubs in several other states. Dr. Woods suggested that the new group adopt the name Lions Club, and the motion was carried. Dr. Woods suggests the members pay $1 semi-annually. Jones begins a letter-writing campaign to attract more clubs aligned with an altruistic focus. This letter-writing campaign results in the first convention. The first Lions Club convention took place on October 8th, 1917 in Dallas, Texas at the Adolphus Hotel. 22 Lions clubs in 9 states met, formally adopted the Lions name and logo, adopted the ethos of no club shall hold out as one of its objects the financial gain of its members. Dr. William Woods was elected president. Melvin Jones was named secretary-treasurer, and they authorized the headquarters in Chicago. What followed, November 1918, a new club magazine with reports from many clubs and their charitable activities and projects, including medical clinics, public libraries, waterways, youth projects, fundraising for children's hospitals, and the Boy Scouts. So in this Lions magazine publication, there's a printed set of ethics. Number 7, to aid my fellow man by giving my sympathy to those in distress, aid to the weak and the substance to the needy, seems to set up the precedent for Lionism. I think number 7 is an ethic that guides future generations of Lionism. Growth and expansion occurs, and by 1919, there are 42 clubs and 2,300 members across the U.S. In 1920, Lions Club established a club in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, becoming Lions Club International. Today, there are 1.4 million Lions, 47,000 clubs, and clubs are in over 200 countries and geographic areas. Lions International has a truly diverse executive board, as demonstrated by their current and past leaders. Please check out their website. There's so much to cover in the history of the Lions Club, so many moments and changes over the 100+ years. Some of the highlights: Helen Keller challenged the Lions to become Knights of the Blind. The Lions became deeply involved with helping the blind. The Lions have a shared history with the United Nations. The Lions Club is now truly a global phenomenon. And honestly, there's so much history the time will not allow in this video. If you're curious about the Lions Club, please visit their website. And YouTube has absolutely great videos from all over the world about Lionism. They are global leaders in humanitarian service, and they're changing the world through its ambitious global service initiatives. This is section 2 of the presentation that gives a bit of history and context of the Esquimalt Lions Club. Esquimalt is a municipality in Greater Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. This is on Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada. The Esquimalt Lions Club is very much in line with Lions Club International. Their history began on May 4th, 1951, sponsored by the Victoria Central Lions Club. Since then, they have been involved in many community, regional, national, and international projects. The current club has 40 plus members and an average age in the late 60s. The mission statement of the Esquimalt Lions Club. The Lions Club of Esquimalt is committed to improving quality of life, developing a communal spirit within the community, and to supporting the broader principles and activities of Lionism. The purpose and objects of Lionism is to create and foster a spirit of understanding among the peoples of the world, to promote the principles of good government and good citizenship, to take an active interest in the civic, cultural, social, and moral welfare of the community, to unite the clubs in bonds of friendship, good fellowship, and mutual understanding, to provide a forum for the open discussion of all matters of public interest, provided, however, that partisan politics and sectarian religion shall not be debated by the club members, and to encourage service-minded people to serve their community without personal financial reward, and to encourage efficiency and promote high ethical standards in commerce, industry, professions, public works, and private endeavors. I think this is in line with the purpose of the Adlerian social justice requirements to expose students to selfless service. So this is a modern code of ethics for the Esquimalt Lions. I'd like to focus on the last 3 in order to demonstrate the civic mindedness of the Lions Club, and perhaps when looking for new recruits, current members may want to bear these in mind. Always bear in mind my obligations as a citizen to my nation, my state, and my community, and to give them my unswerving loyalty in word, act, and deed, to give them freely of my time, labor, and means, to aid others by giving my sympathy to those in distress, my aid to the weak, and my substance to the needy, to be careful with my criticism and liberal with my praise, to build up and not destroy. Here are some signature projects and activities the Esquimalt Lions create and support. Eyeglass recycling, which has been a major part of Lions International. There's seniors programs, youth programs, and they create school scholarships. I would just like to draw attention to some of the events that focus around food service, like the Bowen Park Concession or the Esquimalt Rib Fest, because it will relate to an idea later in the presentation. So this is section 3 of the presentation, where I discuss some academic theories and thoughts on increasing recruitment for the local club. Perhaps it's the nature of our times. The great clubs like the Lions Club are not as prevalent as they once were. However, this does not mean that the Esquimalt Lions cannot recruit like-minded individuals. They are out there. A problem may be with the structure of the club. The club functions in yearly cycles. The club elects a new president every year, even though there is a process of vice presidents being ascended to the possibility of president. There is a republic-style structure to the club. The events are also in the yearly cycle. Okay, so I'm currently completing a Master's of Public Policy and Administration, and I have a degree in political science and have studied organizational structures. Here's a few thoughts about yearly cycles, some strengths and some weaknesses. So a good thing about yearly cycles is they're dynamic and you can change course rather quickly with a new executive every year. Some weaknesses, or a weakness could be short-sightedness over a period of time. People may be preparing for events the next month or just think within the year. And this can be good for people who like to put their heads down and go, 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 but long-term views can be affected. So how some governments adjust to this is by having a strategic plan. With a strategic plan, governments usually over 4-year cycles plot out where they want to go. And this starts with their vision and their mission, and then it moves down into their actions. This is a strategic plan from the local municipality of Saanich I've borrowed just to demonstrate a few concepts. Okay, so this is where the theoretical structures and the singular issue of recruitment meet and expand into a vibrant picture for the Lions Club to consider. The Lions Club has a vision, a mission, core values. But are they meeting long view goals? And how are they creating the initiatives and actions to meet those goals in regard to their vision? For example, the Lions Club could have a 5-year strategic plan to bring new recruits into the club. And this is just one instance of how a concept map can assist the club. Who do they want to join? If a strategic goal was to find people who would invigorate and create vibrancy within their structures of food service, may want to recruit people in the restaurant industry, people who really love to cook food for people. This club is highly involved in food service. One idea I had just thinking about this was to invite guest chefs to your events. For example, a local gourmet burger chef could be invited to cook for a baseball game. However, these invitations could match the festivals, and the Lions could host a variety of chefs from many diverse backgrounds, fostering diversity and inclusivity. So a strategic plan is not necessarily militaristic. It is what policy analysts call a soft system. It is not a tool to enforce rules and regulations. We are not all General Pattons. The concept I'd like to propose to the Lions Club is to consider adopting something like a strategic plan in general, and then possibly use it in ways to generate ideas and hopefully solve issues. And the idea I proposed in the last slide is just an idea that can flow up and down the strategic plan, the concept map. Using the diagram of the strategic plan, ideas can run up and down that structure to consider the direction to which the club may want to venture. New ideas that flow up and down the pyramid do not have to be set in stone. The tool is meant to brainstorm in a general direction and give a form to the ideas and what they may look like. Support your creatives. Being creative can be tough. You can have 100 ideas and one may be considered okay. And as a group, you must keep in mind the difference in the creative and conservative-minded people. You're both right. It depends on the time. So at this point in time, in a pandemic, it's probably not the best time to go out recruiting. And club members may have many differing opinions about recruitment. That's a good thing. However, a strategic plan is most likely the structure that will generate a direction for success. And the great thing about a strategic plan is that it can change. I would like to thank Gene Mays and Daryl Dremel for their input. I would also like to offer any assistance to the Esquimalt Lions Club with thoughts relating to this presentation.